Hello everyone, my name is Deckerlink, the Trained Unprofessional, and welcome to my first video in a while. Sorry about the gap. I've mentioned it a couple of times on various streams, but I know not everyone watches every stream and not everyone keeps up with every game, so I wanted to make sure to make a centralized announcement as to what exactly is going on. And that's what me and Woofus here is aiming to answer today, because to put it bluntly, I've been going through quite a lot of things, and this isn't going to be a burnout video, this isn't going to be a semi-retirement, going on a break thing, but this is rather important, and I think you do need to know about it. Sorry that it's a little shaky, by the way. I have my tripod, but it doesn't work with my phone. It works with cameras, but not with phones, so my camera is my phone, which is stacked on a bunch of pillows, and my laptop on my bed, so it's gonna be a little shaky. I'm sorry about that. On the last day of February, I spent about 2.5 hours in the shower, straight razor shaving my head. And when I was doing that, I noticed that standing for that long, I've been in retail. I've been on my feet for 16 hours straight sometimes. Like, it sucks, but, you know, two and a half, like, that's nothing. But I noticed when I was doing that I was having pretty bad back pain, to the point where I almost fell over a couple of times. And, you know, there have been some moments in the past before that where I was having some pretty bad back pain. You know, I would be trying to move around in bed or adjust myself because, you know, we don't have the best mattress, or I'd be trying to get up out of bed and my back would just say no, or I'd be doing dishes and it would just, it just wouldn't work. And of course, right now Spoof takes this time to play with a toy in the living room. Wasn't before, wasn't doing shit before, but now. So I'd been experiencing some mild back pain here and there, a little twinge, a little something, something that would keep me, I would need to go sit down, but nothing debilitating. But then on the 6th of March, I had, was it the 6th of March? It was the first week of March, I had to go to the ER. I was experiencing such severe back pain that for the first time in my life, I was having such difficulty standing and walking and bending that I could not properly take care of myself. I couldn't walk from my bedroom to the bathroom. I had to lean on stuff. I was very vocal in my pain. I was not raised going to the ER very often. I was raised very poor and many, many miles away from the nearest hospital, so when it came to, are you in pain, it was like, are you in pain? Or are you in pain? Like, is it bad or is it bad? Like, so the idea of going to the ER, I had never done it before. At least, you know, I'd been there to visit others, but I'd never been the one who had the emergency. But finally, Bri convinced me to hobble my ass down to the car, and we drove to the ER at the hospital here in town. Fortunately, it's next door, so that was nice. But there were 3 speed bumps between here and there, and those were fun. They got me in, and they did an X-ray on my back to check to see if it was anything skeletal. And they didn't see anything in terms of the actual bone parts of my spine, and they had heard that I had been moving some furniture recently, and because it was at like 2, 3 in the fucking morning, they didn't have the staff to do an MRI or a CAT scan, so they just kind of hoped that things were manageable. They imagined that it was something not good, because it's not just like the pain in my back that was bad. The biggest problem of it all was that it had matured and the pain had grown to the point where the pain was traveling throughout my entire lower body. And when I say my entire lower body, I mean all of it. My knees, my hips, my ankles, the rest of my leg, and the stuff in between, if you catch my meaning. It felt like I was getting kicked in the fucking balls 24/7, and it's, no, not good. But their diagnosis at the time, not that the ER does diagnoses, but their identifying of the problem at that time was a strained muscle in the back. And so I was given 3 prescriptions, an anti-inflammatory, ibuprofen, and a synthetic opioid that would be managing my back pain. And they said that if it was a pulled muscle, it should be better in a few days. Take these pain pills, do some stretches, relax a little bit, hopefully it'll be better. But if it's not, you should definitely do an appointment, schedule something, and we'll figure it out. Then I got a hospital bill for $2,600. I have it over there, but it has sensitive information on it, so I can't show you. But $2,658 for what essentially came to 3 bottles of pills and advice to do yoga. So I automatically knew something was fucked, and it didn't help that after about 20 days, almost exactly 20 days, it hadn't gotten any better. In fact, it had gotten worse. This was around the time where the streams became so infrequent that I only popped up like once, maybe every couple of weeks. And this is because I couldn't sit at my desk. I can't sit in an upright position. Even now, I'm heavily slouched? Yeah, slouched. That's the right word. It doesn't sound right. Slouching? I'm not sitting upright, and I'm leaning on some pillows, and I've got a fucking wall behind me, and I'm leaning on Woofus here. You can't see him anymore, but he's there. I'm having to lean on a lot of stuff, and I'm putting on a brave face because I am in constant fucking pain, and no one likes to see people suffering. But yeah, so it had gotten worse, so we had to go back to the ER, and this time we actually tried to go to the Express Care clinic, but because they heard that we had been to the ER and that the same problem was persisting, they said that it was a chronic issue and therefore they wouldn't see us. We have yet to talk to anyone other than that receptionist that can make any heads or tails of that shit, so we had to go back to the ER, and that's another $2,600. So the bills are racking up pretty fast, but it's not done, unfortunately. So in addition to the x-ray and the ultrasound, I forgot to mention, they did an ultrasound on my testicles to make sure I didn't have any inflamed cords or bunches or something wrong, which I didn't. When I got to the ER, they said they were going to want to do an MRI. And I had done an MRI at this hospital once before, and it was a miserable experience. I had done it to check on my pituitary gland because I have hypothyroidism, and they wanted to make sure I didn't have a tumor in the brain that was causing the problems. It turns out I don't. I just have 600 thyroid antibodies that will never go away. And so I have to take levothyroxine for the rest of my life, and I will have extreme difficulty losing weight. So, yay. I am one of those people. I have a glandular problem. No one fucking believes that on the streets. So when they said I had to do an MRI again, I was really worried, but I did get the MRI. This time it was a lot better. It showed that I had a herniated disc in my lower lumbar. Essentially what a herniated disc, the problem is that the disc is the shit in between the bones in your spine. And a herniated disc is when it protrudes from that spot due to inflammation, and the main problem with that is not so much the disc itself, that while that can cause the back pain, what's causing the pain everywhere else in the hips, the knees, the ankles, and the testicles is that it is compressing and pressing against the nerves in the spine, and that is connected to everything. And so because of that, the herniated disc needs to be replaced. They said you have to get surgery, but I don't have insurance. I had insurance last year, and I could only afford the absolutely if it like you're dying level of insurance because I'm in America and it's for profit and totally fucked up. But it was the only insurance I could afford. It was zero. It was totally free, but it barely covered anything. And I could only use it in an absolute emergency. But that would have been better than what I have now, which is nothing. Because when I tried to re-enroll in November, the best plan that I had available to me was $200 a month. I don't have that. So they said, you don't have insurance, nobody's going to do this surgery. but there is something you can do in the meantime. So this time around, they put me on even more pills. They prescribed hydrocodone, which in the right dosage can make you forget you exist. And they also gave me a steroid. First time I've ever been on steroids. You have to take them with food, and I was thinking I have to take 4 a day for 5 days, then 2 a day for 3 days, I think. I have it all written down, and then eventually when you run out of the pills, you're done. The point of the steroid is to cut down on the inflammation, which will hopefully alleviate the pressure on the nerves and can keep it at bay. It's not a fix, because once you herniate a disc, it's not gonna not be herniated anymore. It doesn't just go away, especially since I'm 23, going to be 24 in a couple of months. That shit just doesn't go away. So the recommended surgery is a full disc replacement. Now this is a small incision that will go in, take out the disc, and replace it with a synthetic one. And it's a pretty simple surgery with a hefty price tag. Without insurance, the highest average price is about $50,000. With insurance, if you can cover your deductible, they can usually cover, and you only have to pay about 10% of that bill. And on the low end, that's $2,000, which is still a lot, but it's not $50,000. But like they said, without insurance, they won't fucking do it. And the last option I have is something that we scheduled an appointment for today, and I have yet to get a call about how much this will fucking cost. But it is a spinal epidural, which is an injection of steroids directly into your spine, into, I believe, the fatty tissue around the spine that will affect the disc, and can last anywhere between a couple of days of relief to a couple of months, depending on the efficacy and the amount and the severity of your disc problem. My disc herniation is described as mild, which, if this is mild, holy fuck, I can't imagine what a severe herniated disc must be like. They said that the signs of severe herniation is complete incontinence, pissing the bed, lack of bowel control, and the inability to lift your leg. Not because it's so painful that you can't, but literally because you have lost the ability to tell your leg to move. And in those situations, it would be bumped up to an emergency surgery and hopefully done, but that was not said explicitly to me either. They just said that would be another reason to go to the fucking ER again for a 3rd time. And that's not comforting, because they said that given my condition, it can only get worse until it gets fixed. So in the meantime, I cannot lift anything above 10 pounds. And I am to basically take it easy and suffer through it until you can get better pain management, and that's where I'm at. My appointment for to see if I can get the epidural is on the 18th of April, and this is the 28th of March right now, so I have to wait for half a month of this, hoping that the steroids in the pill shape, which only will last for another week, hoping that they can do some lasting effects, and we'll just have to wait and see for that. But why am I telling you this story other than to explain my absence? I need help because I am fucking broke. It's an unfortunate normalcy in America to see GoFundMe pages and charity live streams on Twitch and YouTube, sorry about the camera shake, for people who need medical treatment, because in America it is more valuable for a corporation to get money than it is for basic human lives to be protected, and that sucks. It really sucks, but that's the situation we're in. I'm not here to talk politics, I'm here to talk about my situation. So what it is right now is I have set up a paypal.me account. So if you have a PayPal, you can use that link. It's in the description. It's paypal.me/DeckerLink to donate. I'm not expecting the full $50,000 for the surgery to come through or anything, though that would be amazing. The main thing that I'm hoping from this is at the very least, to share this video around, to share. I've also made a Facebook fundraiser about it. It's been shared on my Facebook page, which is also linked in the description, as well as a Twitter post, which is all just linking basically to that PayPal.me account, except the Facebook fundraiser that is taken care of through Facebook directly. But you know, if you're on Twitter, you can find that post on my page. It's pinned at the top. Share that post for this video. Share it everywhere. If you can give, take care of yourself first. You know, this isn't, you know, lethal. It's just I'm in constant pain and can't do what I love. So if you care about that kind of thing and have the ability to, without messing up your life situation, to give even like $1, whatever you're willing to and able to do will be much appreciated. Getting the word out there. And I know I don't have 1 million subscribers, and I don't have, you know, the best living situation or much of an incentive to give people. I can't promise, you know, a giveaway or anything like that. I'm not an artist. I can't draw stuff, make a song. I don't have anything tangible that I can give you. All I can say is that I would hope that clicking a button to share with some people, to maybe find someone who can spare $1 or $2, any little bit helps, because in addition to these hospital bills, I'm supposed to be moving soon. And the U-Haul to get me from where I live in Kansas to where I'm going in Chicago, that's going to be $800 on top of all these hospital bills. It's already above $5,000, and who knows what the epidural will cost, and eventually we're going to have to pay for this surgery, and yeah, I don't know what to do. I've never been one to like to ask people for help. It doesn't come naturally to me. I was raised by a family that did not talk about money, that did not ask for money, that treated asking even family for help was seen as, you know, just something you didn't do. And so it really feels unnatural to me to come to you and say, I need help, can you please help me, by at least sharing this video, maybe the Twitter post, the Facebook fundraiser, finding someone who can give a couple of dollars, whatever you're willing to and can, without messing yourself up, of course. But it's difficult for me to even ask, and it took me a long time to make this video. I've been dealing with this for a month now, and yeah, I've finally gotten to the point where I recognize how in the shit I am, that I need to reach out. And you guys have shown me nothing but love and appreciation and support in the past, and I need your help. So if you can share, please do. If you can donate, please do. Some people have been telling me to set up a GoFundMe. If I do set up a GoFundMe, it'll be added to the link, the description links. But until then, it'll just be the PayPal.me link. And yeah, thank you very much for even watching this far and listening to my story. And hopefully I'll be back soon doing all of the updates that have come out. It seems like every game decided to update as soon as I got injured. So there's a lot coming down the line as soon as I'm able to. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, I've been the Trained Unprofessional, speaking for the voices in my head when I say until next time, fare thee well. Bye, everyone!